Greetings, everybody. It's Brother Ravana Noon back once again. Today we'll be speaking about the astral plane and astral traveling. First of all, what is astral travel? Well, we have to first understand that the old occult adage, as above, so below, as within, so without. This holds true when it comes to astral travel because the astral plane exists within you and outside of you. We have the ability to create within our subjective, our inner world, and it reflects in our objective or outer world. So to astral travel is basically your astral body ascending or descending, depending on the work you're doing, but most of the time it's ascending out of your body, your physical body, and traveling through the astral realm. The astral realm is vibrating at a frequency that's higher than this frequency of the material or physical plane. The astral plane usually vibrates between the spiritual plane and the plane of force to the mental plane. So it usually vibrates from the second plane of existence to the fourth plane of existence. Because of that, your physical body usually is at rest, and your astral body ascends up out of your physical and travels these planes of existence. Just because you can't see them with the physical eye does not mean they do not exist. But the only way to determine if this really exists is by experience. You have to gain your own experience in order to determine that. Now, some of you naturally astral plane. It is a natural gift you've had since you were young. It could be that your family line, unaware to you, could be a very spiritual bloodline who was involved with a lot of occult work, and it happened to skip a generation or two, and it came out in you. Your DNA sparked, and those gifts and abilities were passed to you. Or it could be grandma, great grandma, etc. has these gifts and it was passed to you. Even your own mother or father could have these gifts. The point is, it's something that is usually a gift you're able to do. Now, astral projection is the art, and I'm coming from this book here. It's a very good book for y'all to get. Astral Travel for Beginners. It's a very good book, and the author is Dane McCoy. Just a good book if you're starting off on the process. Intermediate book or advanced book, we'll get there in a moment. But according to the Astral Projection for Beginners book, Dane McCoy states that astral projection is the art of sending forth the consciousness at will to other places, other worlds, or other times, and then bringing it back with full knowledge of what has been experienced. This projected consciousness is sometimes referred to as the astral body, hence the term astral projection. So you have to understand now that much of this work is a mental process. Why is that important to understand? Let me go from another occult adage. Thought is an action on the astral plane. Your thoughts. If you are mentally imbalanced, you have work to do before you astral project. Caution. Warning. Do not astral project if you have not dealt with a lot of your issues, your traumas, your pains, your wounds, lack of a better term, your negativity. Because when you astral project into the astral plane, there are entities that vibrate at lower frequencies there that are waiting for individuals such as yourself, meaning those who haven't taken care of their issues, confronted it, learned to get more control over themselves, they're waiting for you to utilize you, to use you, to manipulate you for something that is not of or for your benefit. So understand, when you astral project, work on your issues, work on your problems, because you will attract lower frequency entities, lower vibrational entities that are seeking to use you. Now, how do you prepare yourself to astral project? One of the best methods is learn how to relax your body. Learn to relax your body. This is important. A lot of us cannot relax our body because we're constantly on go. In this society, especially here in the United States, we're constantly on go. We're constantly hitting the green button, constantly moving, constantly doing something that it's hard for us to slow our bodies and relax it totally. One of the methods to utilize is pranayama. Pranayama is the art or science of breathing. It is a certain technique that was invented in India by the yogis, and it's a technique to slow your body down, use the prana or the chi or the energy to heal your glands, your body, your central nervous system, etc., and slow your body down to relax it. Once you relax it, you're able to start tapping inwards and reach a more meditative state to tap inwards into your subconscious, unconscious mind. Thus, there you're able to deal with a lot of your issues and problems that may surface. So, one of the techniques to use is alternate nose breathing. I can't remember the exact name in the Sanskrit, but basically, you take your thumb, and then you have your 3 fingers here. You take your thumb, you close this nostril, you place it on the other nostril, but first, before you do that, let's say you breathe in deeply for 7 seconds. Then you hold it, take these 3 fingers or 2 fingers, depending on what you fit, and then exhale it out of the closed nostril where my thumb is at for 7 seconds. And you alternate back and forth to each side doing this. One of the most potent forms of pranayama that can assist relaxation, cleansing, and healing. Then, of course, you can do some fire breaths, which is from the abdomen out through the nose, creating a pumping action that creates heat in this solar plexus area. There's different methods you could alternate and utilize with pranayama, but that's the essence of it. So once you do the pranayama technique, it should help relax your body. Once you relax your body, then you're able to go in a meditative state. But first, to do this, please find a quiet place to meditate. If you live in a chaotic household, it's not going to work for you. So, the only thing you have to do, the only chance you have is one, request that people give you that space and quietness to do your work, or wait till it's dark and everybody's asleep and meditate then. Learn how to relax your body, learn certain posture that you can sit in that can keep you in a relaxed state. And then you have to learn how to alter your state of consciousness. Meditation is one of the most beneficial ways to do this. Learn to breathe deeply using pranayama and go into a meditative state. Now, let me explain this. When you meditate, many people are distracted when they meditate. All these extra thoughts come in that basically your mind is trying to filter out. Don't fight the thoughts. Let the thoughts filter out. That's what it's one of the processes. Contrary to what people may tell you, let the thoughts continue filtering out. However, to learn to reduce so many thoughts, releasing at the same time, focus on your breathing as this is happening. So in other words, you're in a meditative state. Let's say your eyes closed, open, however you choose. You should still breathe in deep through your nose and out your mouth. Focus on your breathing as you're meditating. Focus on the breathing, and you'll be able to filter out excruciating amount of thoughts, narrow it down to slower, simpler thoughts, till you eventually narrow it down to one thought, so you could then alter that state of consciousness and past the state of excessive thinking, where then you're starting to hit thoughts that never arisen before within you. That's when you're tapped into your subconscious mind and dealing with deeper parts of yourself. So that's a good thing to do. Now, when you are asleep, there's different brain activity that takes place. For example, when you're in a normal waking consciousness, you're in a beta stage, which is 15 to 18 cycles per second. Then you have the alpha stage, which is 8 to 12 cycles per second. That's when you're in a light to alter state of thinking or consciousness, which is used for a lighter or mid-level form of meditation. Theta stage, which is the deeper altered state, is 4 to 6 cycles per second of consciousness. And then the delta stage is when you really are just in a state of almost unconsciousness. There's no awareness, no nothing. That's the deepest stage. But usually you want to meditate between the alpha and the theta stage. Okay? You need to be in the mid region or the alpha level to really astral project. And this will be the deeper you can go, though, especially into the theta. It's better for your more intense forms of astral projection. Now, to really become proficient in meditation, in astral projection, you really have to learn how to become proficient in meditation. I share with you some simple techniques that were shared with me and how to really narrow down your thinking, your consciousness, by focusing on your breath while you're meditating. Try those techniques. They should help you. Now, another most important, very important thing to understand is chakras are associated with this. Chakras are associated with your astral projection. One of the best things that you could utilize in today's world is there's actual brainwave music, binaural beats, isotronic beats, things of that nature that can help you or assist you in meditation and astral projection. We're in a new day and time, so you can utilize certain tools to get you there, but don't get so stuck on those tools that you can't do it without those tools, meaning you can't do it without music, you can't do it without whatever. No, you should be able to still do it without the aid or assistance of these tools. However, you can utilize these tools and they are very effective to get you there. So another assistance that you can use, candles can help get you there, because candles can be hypnotic, especially the flickering of the flames. If you concentrate on the flame flickering or the movement of the flames, it can bring you into a hypnotic state. alter your state of consciousness. Very important to understand. Incense is very important because the scent, um, helps alter your state of consciousness as well. It can help you reach deeper parts of your conscious, unconscious, or subconscious mind. And essential oils, especially if you have a diffuser or oil burner, very powerful usage is essential oils in your astral travel. Then you have herbs that can be utilized. Now, be careful of that though, because some people go extreme with the herbs and then become addicted to the herbs. But there is forms that certain herbs that can help alter your state of consciousness. Do I uh, do I say that that's should be condoned or utilized? No, that's all personal choice. But do not become addicted or to the point that you cannot get to that stage of astral projection or meditation without the aid of a herb. No, you should be able to do this without the aid of a herb. It can enhance and can help sometimes, but don't get stuck on it. So that's some of the basic steps that can help you. Another most important thing is conquer your fears. And a lot of your fears in your subconscious mind. This is why we can repetitively in our show, Awakening Universal Minds, consistently talk about confronting your issues, confronting your fears, your doubts and insecurities. Because your fears can prevent you from astral projecting. If you have created a lot of demons in your mind, monsters in your mind from your issues, your traumas, your wounds, your pains, then when you're going to alter state of consciousness and you're trying to astral project, these very things you create in your mind become more real to you in that subjective universe. And the fears can rise, and fears causes adrenaline to flow through your body, which causes your astral body to jump right back into your body, preventing you from being able to truly astral project or astral travel. So you're going to have to do work to deal with your fears. It is essential that you deal with your fears. And you can't be so proud that you think you have no fears when we all do. Sometimes those fears are called phobias. You can have a phobia of spiders. You can have a phobia of roaches. You can have a phobia of lizards. It could be anything. You still got to deal with it because that can project from your subconscious mind into your astral projection, and then you find yourself in the astral realm surrounded by the very fears that you have within you, whether it's spiders, snakes, whatever, and that could be very detrimental in your travel. Some people have been known to get stuck consciously in the astral plane, thus they become a vegetable in this stage. So I always give the warnings, not to deter you, but to give you the warning so you can work on preparing yourself for these things. This is not something that, oh yeah, I just want to do it, I just want to try. Yeah, that's fine, that sounds dandy. But it's more than that. You have to really take these things serious because it is a serious matter. So understand that. You have to really prepare your mental, your conscious for this work. Now, let's say in happenstance you are astral projection and you attract these lower frequency vibrational beings or negative energies as we call them, or negative beings, entities. You have to be able to become like Kali. That's why you always see Kali in my background. You always see Ampu in my background. There's a reason for that. But I'm going to just use Kali for a reason. Let's say the sword that you see there. You have to actually be able to prepare yourself to be a warrior on the astral plane. So if these negative entities of lower frequency vibrational beings encounter them, you have to visualize yourself as a Kali with that blade slicing them from your existence, cutting them away from your existence, cutting them away from blocking your traveling. You can't be afraid to do that. Another method you could use is to create an aura or a shield around your body as you astral project. Create a shield around your body as you astral project. You could create a crystal shield. You could create a shield made out of blades. Whatever you feel you need, create that shield. This is very important to understand, and you should have done work with your ancestral spirits, your spirit guide, and have a strong connection so that before you astral project, you make contact with your spirit guide and ask that spirit guide to guide you in the astral realm. It's one of the safest ways to do it is have your spirit guide you in the astral realm so that you do not get stuck. But some of y'all are hard-headed and gonna do it your way anyways, which is fine, but you're gonna learn the hard way sometimes. So that's important to understand. Now, furthermore, for those who've actually astral planed and you want to make it stronger, one of the first keys to astral projection or astral traveling is focus. Are you focused? Can you control your state of mind? Can you take immediate control of your direction? And can you be strong in your involvement in this projection? That's important, but the most important is knowing and controlling your state of mind. That's the most important part you can deal with. So, there's different methods to be able to astral project. Method one is general transfer of your consciousness. You want to be able to control your state of consciousness and transfer it into a point of view of you traveling and you seeing from your POV, your point of view. Another thing you want to do is be able to create your own astral vehicle, your own astral body. Some of you can use an animal body. You could use a vampire or a vampire bat, so to speak. You could use a hawk, a bird. Those are very effective. So you can utilize an entity you create within your mind of yourself, how you project yourself to see, appear, things of that nature. So these are very important, okay? Another form is projecting through your chakras. That's another way to astral project, is utilize one of your chakras to project. Now, if you project from your root chakra, you're going to most likely deal with sexual things or things of a sexual nature. Just be aware of that. Don't be shocked if you end up doing some freaky shit on an astral plane. It could be that you projected from your root chakra outward to your navel chakra outward, and there's sexual issues there or sexual things you want to explore. You do it in the astral plane. Don't be shocked. If you project from the root chakra, you might deal with that. And don't be shocked the shit you do either. It could be very weird or controversial, some of the things you do, and shock you when you wake up. Or you can project from your navel, which deals more with willpower and desire, certain desires you may have, whether it's financial, whether it's travel, whatever. A lot of these things, when you project it outward from there, you may encounter. Your solar plexus. And that's one of your power centers. Project from your heart chakra, dealing with the love, things of that nature. Your throat chakra, which is through communicate, being more forceful communicator. giving commands to entities or things like that in your astral projection. Your brow, excuse me, or your third eye chakra, dealing with psychic abilities and powers if you project from there. If you project from your crown chakra, be a connection to your higher true self. Now, I suggest that when you project from your solar plexus or your heart chakra. One of the most effective astral projection center points is your solar or heart chakra. If you want to deal with sexual things or sexual issues, you want to get freaky in the astral realm, definitely your root chakra. I won't always suggest the crown chakra because you may not be ready for that. And the crown chakra is a gateway or vehicle for a lot of these spiritual entities, especially lower or higher, depending on how you want to view it, injecting themselves within you. That's a problem if you're not ready for it. So understand, this is why you got to learn to work with the chakras. Each chakra has its positive and negative side. Each side has its light and dark side. You have to know how to work with both sides. Especially for on the left-hand path, you have to learn to really work with the darker side of your chakras to deal and empower yourself, to deal with the issues of yourself and overcome them and become more empowered and strong within yourself. To challenge and overcome things, you have to learn how to deal with the darker side of your chakras. So, learn to balance your chakras. You can use crystals. You can use you can use essential oils. You can use incense. You can do different things to learn to balance your chakras. One of the things is meditate on each chakra. Its meaning, its color, its vibration, its frequency, and see what arises from that meditation on that chakra. If issues keep arising, that's where you need to address to bring balance to that chakra, etc., 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 for each other one. Now, you can use crystals to help balance it. For example, one of the best things to use for the root is lodestones, pewters, obsidian, and onyx for the root. For navel, use tin, aluminum, coral, beryl, pearls, bloodstone, and geodes. For your solar plexus, use iron, amber, topaz, pyrite, bronze, tiger's eye. For your heart, use copper, emerald, jasper, malachite, and rose quartz. For your throat, use aquamarine, peridot, lapis, and jade. For your third eye, use silver, moonstone, quartz, mother of pearl, and sapphire. And finally, for your crown, use opal, diamond, gold, platinum, amethyst. Okay? So you can utilize all these methods or techniques for a profound and powerful astral projection. And lastly, you can utilize the meditation method to astral project, where you go into deep altered state of consciousness and you can project forward from there. Now, for a more intermediate to advanced form of astral projection, we're dealing with the vampyric. The vampyric. Vampyric magic, which in essence is one of the workings I utilize a lot on my left-hand path travels. It's the vampyric magic, the ability to absorb energy, not just from fellow human beings, but absorb energy from nature, absorb energy from crystals, absorb energy from anything in existence. You can utilize to absorb energy to increase your energy, especially if you find yourself lacking energy a lot of times. Empaths tend to be very drained of energy a lot. That's because they're so spiritually intuitive, so spiritually sensitive to other people's emotions, feelings, vibrations, frequencies, that it could drain them. So they have to learn how to charge up their own energies. And one of the ways you can do that is absorb the energy of the sun, absorb the energy of the moon, absorb the energy of the forest, absorb the energy of animals, absorb the energy. That doesn't mean you're draining them. You're just taking enough energy for yourself to charge yourself up and leaving energy for themselves. Don't be ruthless and straight killer with it and drain the hell out of somebody. Then you wonder what the hell happened to them, and you start wondering what's happening to you. Okay? Gotta balance stuff out. Gotta harmonize stuff out. Don't get extreme with it. But anyways, that's vampiric magic in a nutshell. Its root essence comes from the Kemetic form, especially when you go to Per-A or Per-Re-A or Pharaoh, Unas or Unas, and the pyramid text, where it is actually a magical text on Unas, basically draining or absorbing energy of all the gods to increase and become more powerful. Sekhmet, draining the energy and blood of human beings, which is symbolic of draining the life force, the chi, the prana, the sekhem, or whatever you want to call it, that is found within the blood. So that's vampiric magic in a nutshell. Now, one of the methods that we as Kemetic vampires utilize to increase our energy is astral projection. You have to be able to astral project as a vampire. If you're not able to do that, then it makes it pretty difficult to drain or absorb energy. You can only drain and absorb so much energy when we're in our conscious or awakened state, because people tend to block through distraction mentally or through stubbornness or through whatever the case or the method may be. They're not going to fully release their energy like that in a conscious awakened state. In a sleep state, it's easier to absorb energy from entities, people, things of that nature, because people tend to be in a more unconscious state. When you are after projection, which usually happens to be a time when people are asleep or in a slumber. So, in a vampiric state, we're coming from Sechem Apep, Typhonian, Vampyre, Magick, or Magic. Now, each book is just a guideline. It's a basis. I don't use everything from any of these books. They're just the basis to help you get a greater understanding. All the rituals I create are from my own mind, not utilizing their rituals. I create it from my own mind for what my spirit and soul seeks or needs. But it's just a guideline to open you up to a new way of utilizing a different form of magic, let's say, or sorcery. So, according to Vampyre, astral projection, flying the darkness, is the discipline of being able to send forth your astral body and consciousness without moving the physical body. Will's astral projection is varied to individual on how easy or difficult it may be. Some have an ability which comes naturally, others must build up the discipline, and some project in sleep without even trying. The following simple steps will guide the vampire sorcerer towards astral projection on different levels of ability. Now, you may fail in your attempts. Do not give up. One thing people lack on any path, from experience, is they lack discipline, willpower, focus. You have to be able to be disciplined enough to stay on a task till you fulfill and complete it. It's not always going to come easy the first time, so do not give up. Keep trying again and again and again. You have to stay focused on that work. So, remember that simple intent and imagination to activate those desires into experiences is key towards successful initiation on any of your spiritual or magical work. Number one, prepare yourself and chamber without disruption from the outside, including animals or anybody who seeks attention during the process. Number two, perform the summoning of the witch light. I'm going to share that right after this, and I'm going to show you how I changed it up for myself. Number three, state your intent simply with something similar to "it is my will to go forth upon the astral plane." Number four, be aware of your aura. You may focus on the light, which may be naturally as a brilliant illumination, and you may seek to focus and slowly change this light towards a blood red of that of the black and blue fire. Number five, focus now and gather shadow and darkness to be as a cloak around your projecting astral body. Black adepts may change this appearance based upon experience and discipline. Move this dark body outward with each breath until it is above you, connected by an astral cord or tendril, meaning your astral body is vibrating above you, connected by an etheric cord. Number seven, feeling that you have ascended out of your physical body, move away from it. Flying the darkness may bring a feeling of being in water where movements are flowing and ethereal to some extent. Now, once you've experienced this and started the basic steps, you will want to shape the body of your darkness and light according to your purpose. Shape your shadow and light body into a different form other than your own form if you choose to, with a different appearance and clothed according to your desires of why you're doing the work. Mastering the astral. Conscious awareness of the astral state will now be a discipline to attain mastery over after the basic steps have been mastered. Prepare yourself in your chamber. Always perform the witch light or the summoning of the witch light. State your intent simply with something similar to "it is my will to go forth upon the astral plane," and continue from there. Be aware of your aura. Establish a consistent state of awareness as your being and what you are doing at the time. Now transfer your consciousness into the shadow body and open your mind's eye in this shadow form and proceed to travel. Now, when you travel, realize that not everything you see is actually a conscious being on an astral plane. Do not accept at all what you see as being exactly what it is. Some of it is your own mind projecting what you want to see. Maintain your intent and go forth past these things that you may have created or things that are coming to you. Find the location of the person or the entity or thing you're trying to reach and learn to connect to their solar plexus to absorb the energy if that's your choice, or to receive knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or tap into their subconscious or their unconscious or their conscious mind. Your choice how you want to do this. Then when you're done with that, find yourself withdrawing back into your body. Once you've awakened, ground yourself. Take a walk, go to the bathroom, drink some juice, soda, not really soda, but juice, water, whatever you choose. Dance, listen to music, watch TV, have sex, whatever you choose to ground yourself back into this physical form and reality. Now, I forgot to share the witch light, so let me go over that real quick. Can't believe I forgot that. Okay. to summon the witch light, the sorceress light, you should be standing or sitting. Like I said, I have my own ways of doing stuff. Place your feet together or shoulder width apart. Relax your arms either to the side or whatever makes you comfortable. Then visualize a black light, a red light, or whatever light you want to. And that should be above your head. Bring it down as you breathe in and out in front of your face. Okay? Once you feel this light or energy charging up your brow chakra, throat chakra, bring it to your solar plexus. Once it reaches there, then visualize a light, a red light, a black light, blue light, whatever light, coming up from your feet and meeting that solar plexus and bringing the energies together. Keep breathing in and out. Take that light and expand it to the sides of the room, expand it around your body. Take that energy and surround yourself in that energy. You've just created the sorcerer light or the witch light. Okay, that's my method of doing it. But this should be a basic step you do to charge up your chakras, relax your body, and deal with your astral body. This will prepare you for that. So these are some of the methods that you could utilize to astral project. You have to still find your own way that is best suited for you and how it works with you. Just beware, as I said, there's always a caution on any work that you do, that you deal with yourself. You deal with your issues, your pains, traumas, insecurities, wounds. You deal with the self-created monsters and demons within your mind, because these things can wreak havoc on your astral projection. And please, people, whatever happens in the astral realm stays in the astral realm. What do I mean by that? Whatever you received, whatever you connected with, whatever knowledge, wisdom, understanding, that's for you and you alone. Do not come back and tell people, Prince talked to me, Prince shared this with me, he wants me to share a message with you. All bullshit. That's your ego talking, creating that situation most of the time. Trust me, you need your ego. Your ego is very, very powerful in your work. But not that overbearing, delusional ego that thinks it's so superior and great to everybody else that you get all these special messages and nobody else can. False. Cut that crap out. Okay? But what happens there is usually for you, unless you choose to share that information with somebody trusted, somebody you care about, who also has experiences there, you all can build on that. But this is one of the purposes of astral projection, is to get the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you may be seeking from your spirit guides, your ancestors, may be seeking energy absorption, may be seeking whatever. Your intent is what's going to fuel your success in astral projection, but also having dealt with your issues, having dealt with a lot of your problems before you astral project will help you have a better astral projection. A lot of times before I go to sleep, I've already summoned the sorceress or witch light. I relax my mind and I affirm 9 times or more, I have astral projected. I'm not going to say I will, because that's still not an affirmation. That is a wish or a hope. When I affirm, I'm putting it into the positive, as it's already happened, as it's something that already occurred, not as if something I'm begging for or wishing for. So I say 9 times, I have astral projected. I have astral projected, or I have astral traveled. I have astral, and I say it 9 or more times until I fade away into sleep. In that process, my subconscious mind was programmed, my unconscious mind was programmed to create the phenomena of an astral projection while I'm asleep. And I find that it becomes a little easier to astral project in my sleep state if I program myself to do the work before I fell asleep. So learn to utilize certain of these techniques to make your astral projection a little more powerful. And do not give up. Vampyric magic, astral projection vampyric, is a little more intermediate to advanced. Do not attempt these things until you've mastered the basic form of astral projection, because it can backfire on you. I'm just saying, it can backfire on you. If you work in the vampyric magic, learn to work every aspect of that vampyric magic. Learn to absorb energy. Basic steps: learn to absorb energy. Learn to increase your conscious mind. Learn to increase the power and control over your subconscious and unconscious minds. Learn to utilize the walk and the path of the Black Adept. Not a pretender, somebody who really does the work. There's not a day goes by that I'm not doing the work. There's not a day go by that Brother Beniti's not doing work. We do work, not just in our ritual room, not just in our astral state. The work is in every step of your life. That is the work, not just in prescribed times or certain times of your life. It is every moment of your life should be the work. And it's something that you're constantly and consistently working on non-stop. But astral projection is one of the methods that vampiric sorcerers or magicians use. You eventually, if that's your choosing of one of the paths on the left-hand path is to utilize the vampiric sorcerer and magic, that should be your goal, is eventually to master the astral projection, mastering the work of the vampire. I'm not using a Hollywood phenomena, a spooky phenomena of what a vampire is. That's just a title and a word. Simply, it's just learning to work with energy, master energy, absorb energy, and use it how you choose accordingly. I use it more from a comedic standpoint, where I utilize it from that mentality, especially utilizing Set or Satuh or Sitech, utilizing Anpu or Anubis, utilizing Sekhmet, learning to be as Set or Satuh and master the chaos, meaning mastering and controlling a pep, not letting a pep become wild and free where it destroys creation, but utilizing the chaos to create anew. It's a difference in your working, there's a difference in the understanding, but it's a difference that you have to really get within your mind as you go forth to do the work. Never be afraid of taking chances, but do not take chances on your path without have done the study and the work to get an understanding of what you're about to encounter. Don't just say, oh yeah, I saw this video and you guys did Vampyric Magic, I'm gonna go try it. You can do what you want, but it's best to have an understanding of what you're about to do before you do it. Best to study in depthly before you take any steps on doing any of these rituals or processes that you may want to take. Get the information. Kali. I also work with Kali in the vampiric path because Kali is symbolic of absorbing energy, overcoming your own demons and obstacles. This is what a vampire does. But I come more from the comedic perspective of learning to master the serpent of chaos, so that the serpent of chaos doesn't destroy creation, but that serpent of chaos is brought under your own personal order to create anew. Learning to take that serpentine energy of the Kundalini and keep it creating anew instead of destroying yourself. This is the process of what vampiric magic is all about. and vampiric magic is one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most profound and beneficial and powerful forms of sorcery and magic one can utilize if they give time to it, discipline, and focus to it. Learn to attach meaning to your work, but do not create unrealistic expectations for your results, because that can be detrimental as well. So with that, I would like to say peace. Thank you for watching. Once again, it's Ravana Noon signing off. If you want to get in touch with me, get in touch with me through darkoccultist99 at outlook.com. Once again, that's darkoccultist99 at outlook.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about vampiric magic, astral projection, or anything else, I will do my best to answer it. Peace.